Thank you all for being here and for all your continued support over the decades, if not decades. Just a couple things. One is to Lisa and our whole team here. Lisa has been an extraordinary leader of our NIA-funded Alzheimer's Disease Research Center, and she has gotten into, I think, the most prestigious nursing program in the United States, UCSF's Nurse Practitioner Program. So anyways, we're thrilled that I came to San Francisco because A.W. And Mary Margaret Clausen endowed a chair for me, and I think that was really the start of our program. And I'm really thrilled today that Eric and Yoko Clausen are here. They've been good friends and supporters since the day I arrived in San Francisco. So thanks so much to Eric and Yoko. And then we have Lou Reed, Steve Schwartz, and Zoe Schwartz. And they have been critically important in helping to fund and propel our healthy aging programs led by Joe Kramer. So I am eternally grateful to Steve, Zoe, Lou, and Mary Reed, who are good friends, but also make a lot of the research that we do possible. So thank you, guys. So this is us. We have an annual retreat, and this is 2016. We've gone from one in 1998 to about 220. If you haven't seen the movie Space Wars, it hasn't been made yet, but I'm in the middle of Space Wars trying to find space for our program. And it's probably the rate-limiting step for our ability to do great work. One of the really exciting things that I should say is in that parking lot right across from the green here, where many of you probably parked, is going to be starting in about 5 months, a new 270,000 square foot neuroscience building funded by Sandy and Joan Weil from New York. So this is going to be a huge multidisciplinary building that will include neurosurgery focused on traumatic brain injury and brain tumor research. The neurology department, we will be united with the Parkinson's group, who increasingly we work together in because we think Parkinson's and Alzheimer's are strongly related, and I think treatment for one will be treatment for the other. So this is very exciting for us. And psychiatry, we have really a powerful new leader, Matt Stade at UCSF, and he has found many of the genes associated with autism and has really been building psychiatry to become what I think will be the best program in the world, and we have already started very close collaboration with that group. So we'll stay in the Sandler, a lot of us, but there will also be new space in the Weil building for our program. We just have to get through the next 3 years. I think a lot of you are participating in all three of our big missions: patient care, research, and education. And I think we often merge the three. We want every patient in our research to get the best possible care and to know as much as they can about their illness or illness of their loved one. So I think it's really hard to do one well without the other. And I believe that patient care is greatly enhanced by the possibility of participating in research. And I think the fact that there are many of you who have been with us for more than 10 years, I think that participating in these programs is going to have a positive effect on brain health. And I'll talk a little bit about that toward the end of my now 4 minutes, I think. So let me just give you a little timeline from the Memory and Aging Center. We started in 1998, and again, because of this endowed chair. I came up here, I was all by myself. The State Alzheimer's Center was getting closed down. It had two of my dear friends, Rosalie Gerhardt and Joel Kramer, in it. I begged them both to stay with me. I don't think they got any pay or maybe a little bit of pay. But anyways, we've had this startup, and Howie Rosen, who will be talking to you today, was the first recruit, neurology recruit. He came in 1999 from WashU. I had to beg all three of these people to join us, and luckily Howie's wife wanted to come back to the Bay Area, so that was really cool. And soon after that, Robin Cattell, who many of you know, joined us, and so it's been a really exciting story for me, and I think one of the reasons that we've been successful is because we really like each other and we like you. So I think that this is really critical, and I think there's something about the environment in San Francisco that is so extraordinary that I think this adds to the possibilities of our program. I focused on a disease called frontotemporal dementia. It's the commonest cause for dementia in people under the age of 60. Some of you are involved with our programs there. I think we're about to start major treatment trials in the frontotemporal dementia. And Julio Rojas has just been an extraordinary fellow coming onto faculty, and he's going to talk about some of these trials today. We have developed treatments with our Nobel laureate, Stan Prusner, focused on Jakob-Creutzfeldt disease. He's now focused on tau-related neurodegeneration. One of the things I'm so proud of our clinical trials group is that they have been involved with their own treatments. They don't just go to the pharmaceutical companies and say, what do you have for us? And that's really important because the pharmaceutical companies, a lot of them are dropping out of this whole area. So I think we talk directly with our basic science scientists at the Gladstone, at the Sandler, and they bring their ideas and we bring them into clinical trials. So I think that's the way these therapies are going to have to go in the next decade, investigator-generated trials. We have Bill Seeley, who set up our brain bank here, MacArthur winner, and Bill has really pioneered work in understanding how these diseases spread along specific circuits. Bill's brain bank is now seeing 2 patients of healthy people who died from natural causes, other diseases, and these samples are shared across the world. One of the things I'm really proud of, I was telling Lou Reed and Stephen Schwartz this today, we have gotten agreement with a company, Alpha Hudson, that every patient in our research, and Anna Caritas just sent out a huge number of samples, is going to get whole genome. So I think increasingly we will know every gene associated with these degenerative diseases and begin to develop a precision medicine approach to therapies for all of you. So I might just say one word about a new program that we have here. These are these programs that funnel our basic scientist idea into the clinic. Zach Miller has focused on inflammation. We're about to start our first inflammation study ever. Really exciting, and I think this is Zach's creativity. Tau Consortium, you're going to hear about this. We have antibody trials going on, the first in the nation. I'm a Taoist, so I believe these Tau studies will be powerful for the frontotemporal dementias, but also for Alzheimer's disease. So these basic science initiatives at UCSF have been really critical for us developing the right kind of treatments for you, and I'm very hopeful. Okay. Last thing I just mentioned, sorry Lisa, I'm going to take a couple extra minutes, is to talk about a new global health program that was funded by Atlantic Philanthropies. Chuck Feeney is the silent philanthropist responsible for many of these buildings here. A great man, Irish-American, believes in San Francisco, believes in Ireland, and he also believes in the right for everyone to get preventive therapies for brain disease. So we have this joint program between UCSF and Trinity College, almost $200 million focused on this. And this is one of the last things I just want to emphasize is that we have learned in the last 2 to 3 years, in part because of research coming out of UCSF, that a public health approach to dementia can prevent up to 30% of the cases projected around the world in the next 2 decades. So 30% are the things that you all do to keep exercising, prevent cardiovascular risk factors, prevent head trauma. Not only important for prevention and our healthy controls, but very important, I think, even when someone is sick with one of these diseases. This is the low-hanging fruit, the 30% that we can do something about today. I think there's another 70% that's going to need treatments, and so I think we work very closely together in both of these spaces. So the Global Brain Health Institute is designed to reduce the scale and impact of dementia, first in the Bay Area, but second around the world, by training and supporting a new generation of leaders to translate research evidence into effective policy and practice. Here's some of our fellows from Brazil. We're focused on this hemisphere for the next 5 years. Then we go to Asia, then we go to Africa. So these are the fellows that have come to us. Some focused on dignifying the concept of elder. We are the most important part of our society. We bring wisdom and experience, and if we can avoid disease, we are an incredible resource. So I think these are fellows focused on that, and also preventing cognitive disorders in their own countries. We are part of almost $1 billion Chuck Feeney donation focused on world equity. We go to the Rhodes House at Oxford every year. We are the first program to get started. We don't even have our advisory board yet. Lou Reed is going to be one of our advisors. But we have learned that there is fellows funded in South Africa around health equity, Southeast Asia around health equity, racial equity program at Columbia University in Berkeley, London School of Economics focused on training people to think about health equity across the world, and a program with Aboriginals in Melbourne. So this is part of the global work that we are doing at UCSF, but we are keenly focused down on the microcosm. And what is a microcosm? That's you and me, our health, making sure that we age in a dignified way, and if we get sick, that we get the best possible care. So I'll stop. Thank you.